Welcome to Story Planet. Tonight, we invite you on a magical journey into the heart of the pine forest, where snowflakes fall gently and hidden between the towering trees, an enchanted Christmas tree awaits. Join us as we follow a family on their annual tradition to hunt for the perfect Christmas tree, where the forest whispers with wonder and the spirit of the season fills the air. Together, we'll explore the snowy trails, feel the crunch of fresh snow underfoot, and uncover the magic that lies within the trees. So grab a cozy blanket, settle in by the fire, and let your imagination lead the way as we embark on this special holiday adventure. The hunt begins now. The Enchanted Christmas Tree, a dream of Christmas. In the heart of a snow-covered forest, surrounded by towering pines and ancient firs, stood a small, unassuming Christmas tree. Its branches were modest compared to the grand trees around it, and its height wasn't anything to marvel at. But this little tree had something special. It was enchanted. Every year, the forest transformed into a winter wonderland, blanketed in snow, with families visiting to choose the perfect tree for their homes. The little tree would watch eagerly as people passed by, picking the tallest and fullest trees, never giving it a second glance. Yet, deep within its roots, the little tree harbored a secret hope that one day it would be chosen. This year, the forest had grown particularly quiet as snowflakes fell gently from the sky. The air was crisp, and the silence made everything feel magical. The little tree stood proudly, knowing that its time might finally come. Meanwhile, in a nearby town, the Morgan family was preparing for their annual Christmas tree hunt. James and Claire, along with their two children, Emma and Ben, were excited for their favorite holiday tradition. They bundled up in scarves, hats, and gloves, ready to brave the cold and find the perfect tree for their cozy home. "Are we going to find the biggest tree this year?" Ben asked eagerly as they set off toward the forest. James chuckled. "We'll see. Sometimes the best tree isn't the biggest one." Emma, the youngest of the two, walked alongside her mother, her eyes wide with excitement. She loved this time of year, the scent of pine needles, the feel of snow crunching beneath her boots, and the warmth of the fire waiting for them when they returned home. But this year, something felt different to Emma, though she wasn't quite sure why. As they approached the forest, the snow began to fall more heavily, blanketing the path ahead of them. They walked among the tall trees, pointing out different ones along the way, but none seemed to be the one. After wandering for some time, Emma noticed a small tree off the main path. It was modest in size and nearly hidden between two large firs. But something about it made her stop in her tracks. "Look at this one," Emma called to her family, her voice full of excitement. The others gathered around, curious. James raised an eyebrow. "It's a little small, don't you think?" Claire knelt down, brushing the snow off its branches. "It may be small, but it's beautiful," she said softly. "There's something special about it." Emma's eyes sparkled. "Can we take this one home? It's perfect." Ben, usually one for larger, grander trees, surprised everyone when he nodded in agreement. Yeah, I like it too. James looked at the tree again, this time with new eyes. It wasn't the biggest or the fullest, but there was something about it that felt just right. All right then, he said, pulling out his saw. This is the one. As James carefully cut the tree, the air around them seemed to grow warmer, though none of them noticed it at the time. The snow swirled gently around them, almost as if the forest itself was celebrating the little tree's journey. Bringing the tree home. Back at the Morgan family home, the fireplace crackled as they placed the little tree in the corner of the living room. The scent of pine filled the air, blending with the smell of fresh cookies that Claire had baked earlier. It was a scene of perfect holiday warmth, just what the family needed. That evening, they gathered around the tree to decorate it. Emma carefully untangled the string of lights, while Ben sorted through their collection of ornaments, each one holding memories from past Christmases. As they placed the ornaments on the branches, the little tree seemed to come to life. Its branches lifted slightly, as if it were stretching out in happiness. Is it just me, or does this tree look brighter? Claire asked, stepping back to admire their work. James nodded, squinting at the lights. I think you're right. The lights seem to be twinkling more than usual. Emma, who had been staring intently at the tree, gasped softly. Look, the top of the tree. At the very tip of the tree, where they hadn't yet placed the star, a soft glow began to form. It wasn't the glow of the lights. They hadn't put any lights on the top branches. No, this glow was different, as if the tree itself was radiating a gentle light. That's amazing, Ben whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. I've never seen a tree do that before. The family gathered closer, staring in awe. The glow wasn't overpowering, but it was warm and comforting, filling the room with a sense of peace and joy. They didn't know it yet, but the tree's enchantment was beginning to awaken. The magic begins. As the night grew late, the Morgan family settled into their cozy living room. Claire brewed hot chocolate, and they all sat by the fire, sipping from their mugs and admiring the little tree. The room felt warmer than usual, not just because of the fire, but because of something they couldn't quite explain. Do you think the tree is magic? Emma asked, her voice full of curiosity. James chuckled, shaking his head. It's just a tree, sweetie. But Claire wasn't so sure. There was something special about this tree, something that made her feel like they were in for an extraordinary Christmas. Later that night, after the children had gone to bed, the house grew quiet. The fire had died down to a soft glow, and the tree stood in the corner, bathed in the golden light of its ornaments. As the clock struck midnight, the room seemed to shift. The little tree's magic awakened fully. Its branches shimmered softly, the lights twinkling like stars in the night sky. The ornaments glowed brighter, casting soft, moving shadows on the walls. And then, something truly remarkable happened. The air in the room seemed to hum with quiet music, a soft lullaby that filled the house with warmth. Upstairs, in their cozy beds, Emma and Ben began to dream. But these weren't ordinary dreams. They were dreams filled with magic. In Emma's dream, she found herself in a snowy village where the streets were lined with candy canes and every window glowed with twinkling lights. The village was alive with laughter and joy, and in the center stood a grand Christmas tree, much like the one in their living room. But this tree was even more magnificent, its branches reaching to the sky, covered in shimmering ornaments. Ben, too, was dreaming of a magical place. He was riding on a sleigh, pulled by reindeer, soaring through the night sky over snow-covered mountains and twinkling villages. He felt the wind in his hair, the snowflakes on his face, and the thrill of the adventure as the sleigh flew higher and higher. As the family slept, the little tree continued to spread its magic throughout the house, filling their dreams with wonder and joy. A magical Christmas morning. When the Morgans woke the next morning, there was an unusual sense of peace in the air. The sun was just beginning to rise, casting a soft glow through the window, and the little tree stood quietly in the corner, as if it had always been there. Emma was the first to come downstairs, her eyes still bright from the magic of her dream. She paused in front of the tree, staring at it with wonder. "It was in my dream," she whispered to herself. Ben joined her, rubbing his eyes. "Did you dream about a Christmas village too?" Emma nodded, and the two exchanged knowing smiles. They both felt it, the magic of the little tree. James and Claire soon followed, carrying mugs of coffee and sitting down by the fire. As the family gathered around the tree, they felt something they hadn't felt in a long time, a deep sense of connection, of togetherness, and of Christmas spirit. It wasn't just the decorations or the presents under the tree. It was the love and warmth that filled their home, thanks to the little tree's magic. "Do you think the tree is enchanted?" Ben asked, glancing at his parents. James smiled, ruffling Ben's hair. "I think it might be." For the rest of the day, the family enjoyed their time together, baking cookies, exchanging gifts, and laughing by the fire. And as the night fell, they gathered around the tree one last time before bed, each of them knowing that this Christmas had been unlike any other. Chapter 5. The Tree's Secret. As the years went by, the little tree became a cherished part of the Morgan family's Christmas tradition. Each year, they would bring it out from the attic, and each year, it would glow with the same soft magic, filling their home with warmth and joy. The Morgans never spoke of the tree's enchantment to anyone else. It was their little secret, a piece of magic that belonged to them. And each time they decorated it, they remembered that Christmas was not just about the decorations or the gifts, but about the love that filled their home. The little tree, though small and unassuming, had become the heart of their Christmas celebrations, bringing with it the magic of love, family, and the joy of being together. And so, the enchanted Christmas tree stood proudly in the Morgan family's home year after year, its branches aglow with magic, reminding them of the simple yet extraordinary gift of love. Thank you for joining us on Story Planet. We hope you felt the magic of the enchanted Christmas tree and the warmth of David and Sarah's home. As the night settles in, we wish you peace and wonder this night. Sweet dreams, and may your sleep be deep and restful. If you enjoyed this journey, you may consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to join us on more magical adventures. Don't forget to click the bell icon for more cozy tales and peaceful nights. Until our next journey, good night.